Two Tucson filmmakers are spearheading a new effort to reinvigorate the Arizona film industry, and especially here in Tucson, and create some business partnerships to improve not only our economy in Tucson, but the whole economy for the state. With us are Eric Schumacher, an actor and producer and co-founder of an Arizona film company, and Alan Williams is also with us, a local film director and longtime recognized leader in the Tucson film industry. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you,
Bill.
So the first thing I want to get to right away is describe for us the state of filmmaking, Mr. Schumacher, in Tucson. We had some glory days here in this industry, filmmaking industry, in the 60s and 70s. What went wrong?
Well, there's a lot of controversy about what went wrong exactly. Among the things that went wrong, Old Tucson Studios, which was sort of a major location for filming that Hollywood was well aware of, burnt to the ground. A lot of people left at that point. Westerns lost popularity, which was kind of the mainstay of filmmaking. And depending on who you ask, there's a whole bunch of other things, but the long story short is that there really, as far as we can tell, was never a concerted effort to rebuild or to redesign the industry for other genres, and a lot of our best and brightest left town. So those of us who have been left, for the most part, have been kind of the hopeful stragglers who refuse to give up.
Big mistake not to rebuild the film industry. Just look to our neighbors to the east, what New Mexico has done. If you've watched a movie, if you've rented a movie lately, you're going to see, chances are, if it's done in the West, made in New Mexico.
Well, they were smart, and like many other states, but New Mexico was probably the shining example of they made the sacrifice early on. And back in around 93 or 94 or so, that's when they began that program, the incentive program, to cater to the film industry. And it worked. That's where they went. Those projects went to New Mexico, they went to Canada, states like Michigan and so on, and Oregon are now smart and they're following the same suit. They're following that same similar business plan of creating incentives of a whole, there's a smorgasbord of incentives that a state can have to attract the film industry, but now they are reaping those rewards.
And when the Canadian dollar got close to the parity with the American dollar, Canada no longer became so attractive to make movies for Hollywood, so they went to places like New Mexico. Why can't they come back here, and how are we going to revitalize this industry?
Well, one of the reasons they can't, well, actually they can come back here, but unfortunately, because, this is an opinion, our state and local governments, due to the economy, have been desperately trying to just keep everything afloat here. So, they have, for example, the Tax Incentive for Filmmakers program, which is a program that creates tax write-offs for people who invest in film in Arizona, has essentially been eviscerated. It was very controversial. There isn't the kind of governmental support and subsidy that exists in a lot of other states, and that makes it quite a bit less attractive for filmmakers to come here. What the outside filmmakers are not as aware of, however, is that it's still very, very inexpensive to make a film here compared to, for example, Los Angeles. We've met with some Los Angeles filmmakers recently who were describing, how incredibly expensive it is just to get a permit and all the different paperwork you have to go through. Comparatively very simple to do here, and we're an hour's flight away, an 8-hour drive if you've got trucks coming, closer than New Mexico, and have some amazingly great locations and plenty of talent, plenty of crew.
But it's been many years since we've had a major movie made here. It's maybe 3
they
or
come
4
in
years.
occasionally. They'll come in for the Arizona resources, but it's nowhere near what it used to be.
You guys are launching something here very soon. This effort. Do you want to describe briefly what you're hoping to accomplish? Begin with you, Mr. Williams.
Right. Our mantra, I guess, has been that, like it or not, the film industry is not coming. We need to create our own film industry, and we have the resources to do so. And what we are looking to do is form a collaborative effort, a coalition, if you will, of filmmakers and local businesses and local investment community to create this. And if filmmakers have the commodity, we have the product, we need to partner with local businesses to facilitate the economics to make that product at an affordable price. And then we need the investment, we need the capital to get those projects off the ground. And done right, because it's done every year all the time, you can reap the benefits, the profits of that program, and then it will feed upon itself and it will grow. So we are looking to create an indigenous, vibrant industry here.
Does this have a name, this effort, yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We're
So we're
talking
kind
to
of
a lot.
on the ground floor here.
Yes.
We are.
Okay, all right.
We're in the formative stages. We're doing strategizing on our own, and we're talking to a lot of people, getting a lot of opinions and a lot of ideas. We're working with people both in the business community, who currently should probably remain nameless, and in the film community, the existing associations that exist and so on, to come up with the best possible game plan and make this a really easy process for business folks to get involved, for the community to get involved in, and for filmmakers to get involved in, so that the lines are pretty clearly drawn, and it's easier to identify what a viable opportunity is and what it isn't, and how to play the game so that it has the highest probability of success and essentially the highest probability of economic benefit to the whole community, which is really our ultimate goal here. We are, we're filmmakers, and we cannot help but make film. It's in our blood. But the viability of those projects can equal extreme economic recovery, as it has for many other states, such as New Mexico, because of the amazing amount of products and services that are purchased and rented by film companies, because of the sense of pride that film brings to a community. I know this firsthand from a variety of other places I've lived.
And we could use some pride right now in this community,
we
right?
seriously could. I think we're really in the midst
kind of at a low point, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're in kind of a crisis of conscience right now. I've heard so many people talk about that they just want to get out of Tucson because there's nothing here.
You're hearing that too?
The joke is, and it was quoted in a film of recent years, that the joke is Tucson is the city where dreams die. And when I left the university in '93, I was determined to be a successful filmmaker here, and I still believe that Tucson has a great opportunity to do that, but we need to roll up our sleeves, and we're just going to have to make it ourselves.
Maybe you should call the effort City of Dreams.
I like it. I like it.
City of Dreams, born right here on Arizona Illustrated.
I like
And
that.
when this thing gets really rolling a little bit more, we'll talk some more with both of you and try to do what we can to help spearhead this. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Bill.
Okay. Tonight's edition of Arizona Illustrated is made possible thanks to the generosity of the current viewer members of Channel 6. We're taking a brief break now. Give you an opportunity either to make a first-time gift to the station or renew your existing membership. From all of us at Arizona Illustrated, thank you very much for your continued support.